Malcolm and Marcus plus you reborn. Call me Chad X, new Black Panther. With a race fist, I resist racist oppression, injustice. Mark my words, I won't quit. Never give up till we get justice.
What's up, everybody? This your boy CS Motivated Minds. I used to wonder how we would see these young people, these teenagers, caught up in the criminal justice system at a young age. And once I started working in the system, I kind of understood and I got it. I want to play something for y'all that I want y'all to listen to. And this is the voice of a young man that is caught up in the criminal justice system. He got locked up at 17. He is now 20 and he is facing a lot of time. You know, this young man, me and my partners used to talk to him all the time. And it seemed like the more we talked to him, it just seemed like the worse he got. What y'all going to hear is a young man who is truly expressing himself. It's him by himself with his thoughts. And he put those thoughts to paper. This is raw and this is uncut. If you have young people around you, I want you to go get them. Whether it's your son, your daughter, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, friends, whatever, because I want them to listen to this.
Bricks on bricks on bricks, to chains on chains on chains, to pain on pain on pain. What is this? This is incarceration from a young adolescent to a young adult. What caused this? Mama being locked up, daddy wasn't there, house being told. To go into a house where dope is being sold and the lights are off and it's cold. To trying to find what you're going to eat that night. To being like a raccoon and going through dumpsters at night. I seen dead bodies at a young age. To going up to the body and poking it with a stick at a young age. And looking down and saying, damn, that's what it looks like to be dead at an odd age. I'm going to say it like this. The things we see when we are young affects us at a later date. So be mindful of what you show your children before it's too late. They can end up like me in the bad lane in a dirty cell eating 3 dirty trays a day. Or they end up in the good lane where their child don't hate them, their wife loves them, and they make good money every day.
Did y'all hear what he said? And if you didn't, go back and listen to it. He started off by saying bricks on bricks on bricks, the chains on chains on chains, to pain on pain on pain. What is this? This is incarceration from a young adolescent to an adult. He got locked up at 17. He was in DDC, and once he turned 18, they transferred him to the jail. People oftentimes, they glorify jail. You know, when you see it on TV, or you know, sometimes you're talking to them on the phone, they really glorify it. A lot of these guys don't tell y'all what jail and prison is like. What y'all are hearing is this is real and raw emotion. This is him, again, by himself. It's him and his thoughts, and he's expressing it from an adolescent to an adult being incarcerated. What caused this? How did I get here?
This mama being locked up, daddy wasn't there, house being told. To go into a house where dope is being sold and the lights are off and it's cold. To trying to find what you're going to eat that night. To being like a raccoon and going through dumpsters at night.
It was the conditions in which he was raised. You can start with his mother was locked up and his dad wasn't there. The kid was brought up in foster care. And if you don't know anything about some of the foster care homes that the kids are brought up in, they aren't the most ideal conditions, you know. And then he goes on to talk about the trap houses, the dope houses he was brought up in, and from being hungry and not necessarily knowing where his next meals are coming from. Now, it's not an excuse because some kids make it out of those situations, but some don't, because it takes a strong mind. You got to be a strong person in the willpower to make it out of some of the conditions that some of these kids were brought up in. And a lot of kids who are brought up in the foster care system suffers a lot of trauma. When you peel this onion back, what we're listening to is a kid who has suffered from a lot of trauma. And that trauma has never been dealt with. And this is what leads a lot of these kids down the road into the criminal justice system. It is trauma that no one ever takes the time to deal with.
I seen dead bodies at a young age. To going up to the body and poking it with a stick at a young age. And looking down and saying, damn, that's what it looks like to be dead at an odd age. I'm going to say it like this. The things we see when we are young affects us at a later date. So be mindful of what you show your children before it's too late.
He said something profound right here, and he doesn't even know that he said it. Tupac used to say thug life. THUGLIFE. The hate you give little infants F's everyone. This kid said that and does not realize he said it. The things that these kids are exposed to, the things that they see, the hate you give them while they're young, comes back and it affects everybody, whether it's good or whether it's bad. Everything that this kid was exposed to while he was young, it came back and effed us all. It bit society. His crime may not directly affect you, but if you're a taxpayer in whatever state you live in, you are funding the prison system. So guess what? It affects us all.
So be mindful of what you show your children before it's too late. They can end up like me in the bad lane in the dirty cell eating 3 dirty trays a day, or they end up in the good lane where their child don't hate them, their wife loves them, and they make good money every day.
When he says be mindful of what you show your children before it's too late, because they can end up like him in a bad lane in a dirty cell eating 3 dirty trays a day. That's real. Parents, listen. Show this to your kids, because this ain't just me talking. That's the voice of an inmate. That's the voice of a kid who's been in and out the system. And he hit that big one at 17. Now he's in jail, on his way to prison, facing a lot of time. He wanted me to get this because he wanted me to know that the words that were said to him and all the time that was spent talking to him, it's starting to sink in. He wanted people to know that he's growing and he's evolving. This kid, he laid it all out there. You know, he said it. He explained to us how things happen, how some of these kids that we kind of look at, you know, sometimes in disgust, how they get caught up in the system. Some of these conditions that these kids are brought up in. Unresolved trauma. And there's more. There's about 3 more parts to this. And I'm going to get to them because it needs to be put out. Sometimes we have to give a voice to the voiceless. And it's not excusing his actions, but sometimes it helps you to understand the why. And keep in mind, he was a kid. He was 17. He's 20. I ain't gonna lie now. I was hard on this kid. I was hard on him. But, you know, every once in a while, you got to show compassion. But this your boy CS of Motivated Minds. I just want y'all to think about it.
Malcolm and Marcus was you reborn. Call me Chad X, new Black Panther. With a raised fist, I resist racist oppression, injustice. Mark my words, I won't quit. Never give up till we get justice.